Yeah. But before that, maybe I would like to say some words. Good morning, everybody. So I'm very pleased and very honored to be here with you. I hope you understand my English. As a second generation to the Holocaust, I can also tell you many, many stories. It was not easy to grow up with the background of such a deep experience and a very, very dark age in the human history. And some of the fears and some of the feelings and some of the things that my mother was telling you is already also in my blood. So I also have this second generation symptom, like we say. And also my children, which are more or less your age, also have some of the symptoms and some of the symptoms of the third generation Holocaust. But that will be maybe another time. Maybe in a few years I will come and I will tell the stories about the second generation. What I wanted to do is to thank my mother for her mission that she's doing in the last years, because as a child I remember her not speaking so much about this period, and only 25 years ago, something like that, she started to talk in Israel, in schools, in military camps, even in prisons, and also in Europe, in Germany and in Austria, which are, as you probably know, very delicate and very sensitive with this subject. So coming into Austria and Germany and talking about the Holocaust is really something very unique, very special, and I don't know many people who are doing that. So if you want to repeat the question, I will try to answer. What was exactly the question?
What do the people in Israel think about us in Europe?
Okay, well that's a very, very general question. Some of the people will not buy a German car, will not buy a German TV, and will not go to Germany as a matter of principle. Both people that have some background from the Holocaust, as well as other people who know about the Holocaust, but they feel that for their own conscience it is not right to have anything to do with Germany or the German people. This is one attitude. The other attitude is completely different. The other attitude would say, no, we are now alive, we are independent, we survived, we don't want to blame anybody. It was already more than 60 years ago, and we are looking forward into the future, so we don't mind. So you will see German cars and German TVs and people going to Germany for holidays. They don't have anything against it. They can go to Italy or to Germany at the same time. And most of the people are somewhere in the middle. So you will find the two extreme lines, but the majority is in the middle. We had a very deep discussion in the early ages or the early years of the state of Israel. And it has to do with the compensations that Germany offered Israel after the Holocaust, by means of paying money to the survivors. So some of the people said, we don't want anything from Germany. We will not use a single, it was still Deutsche Mark at the time, we will not use a single Deutsche Mark from the German people. We don't need them. We don't want to have anything with them. And there were some people who said, we would like to have as much as we can from them. And this is really a minor compensation of what we went through because of them. So whatever they can help us, whatever they can give us, we will take. And I'm sure you can understand both attitudes, both positions. It makes sense. Both of them make sense. There was big arguments in the government because it had to be a government decision. It was not an individual decision. It has to do with the government relations between Germany and the newborn state of Israel. So there were a lot of fights and a lot of demonstrations, and people were against and people were in favor, many, many fights. But at the end, the government decided to take it. But individual, some of them, they said, we don't take it. Some of them said, we will take as much as they give us. I hope this is answering your question.
פשוט נהדר.
סליחה?
נהדר.
Do you think the Holocaust plays an active matter in the Israeli politics today?
Yes. The Holocaust is something which we as a nation have in common. So it doesn't matter if your family has some background from the Holocaust or not, because there are some families in Israel that do not have anything to do with the Holocaust. So, you know, I don't know if you know, the Israel society is very diversified because it's an immigration country. So people, the Israeli people are actually both European and Asian and Americans and Africans. You will see all colors, all cultures, all kinds of foods in Israel. It's a very, very diversified country. A beautiful country, by the way, with beautiful people and culture and music and excellent food. And what makes it so special is the variety of people. But what we do have in common is, of course, our religion. We are all Jewish. We are Jewish from the West and from the East. All kinds of Jews, but basically we pray the same prayer. We are not Orthodox Jews, we are not religion, our family, but you will see people who are religion, and you will see the kippah on their head, or maybe more Orthodox will have this, you know, the curly hair and the black coats. And everybody has its freedom of religion, of culture. It's a very open country. It's a very pluralist country, but we have in common the religion, the language, and the background of the Holocaust, which is something which is actually in our DNA, in psychology you call it the collective memory, the exactly. So we all share this part of history which we feel part with, even though we were not there. So it is something that we are very much afraid of happening again, but these days we are safe because we have our own country, and we have the military, and we have the borders, and we have the government, and we have our own place. But the memory and the feelings towards the Holocaust is very, very strong. And you would see in the last years, like my mother told you, for tens of years nobody talked about the Holocaust. It was like a taboo. Nobody talked about it. It was either because of shame. How could they do these things to us? How could we? How were we so
timid.
Weak. How come that we were so weak? And nobody talked about it. Now in the last years, you will see young people making a big interest in the Holocaust, writing plays and movies and songs and books, of course, and movies. I'm sure you saw some movies about the Holocaust, maybe Schindler's List, if you saw it, by Steven Spielberg. I don't know if you saw it. And also some modern movies about the Holocaust, which are not exactly on the time of the Holocaust, but the influence that the Holocaust has on our generation, on this time of history. So not exactly showing the concentration camps or the selections, but the influence, the psychological and cultural influence on our day-to-day life. So I hope that was a good answer. Yes, please.
I've got a question for your mother.
Please.
Sie haben ja gesagt, Sie sind da zu Ihrer Position.
Sprechen Sie zu mir?
Ja.
Ja.